Okay, Dad, do something.
So this is the first time that I'm on television.
Lourdes! Lourdes! Hola, Lourdes! Lourdes! Hola, Lourdes. ¿Y algo? ¿No quiere decir nada?
No, British education is it's fascinating.
Non hai visto nunca in falda? Monica, have you anything to say?
Hi, Mom.
good evening.
You're all very welcome. And,
My arm is aching.
just give us a shout later on, huh?
Okay, I'll give you a shout.
Se llama Neurótica Lagartija. Ustedes sigan conmigo, tranquilitos. Nosotros cantamos.
Why have you all gone shy? All of a sudden everyone shut up. Everyone's shy.
Costs money.
Hey, Margaret.
Fernando is shy.
Thank you.
I'm just.
Dos, tres, seis, seis,
What I'm enjoying now too is that senderismo. I just and I just see.
Hey mate, in Australia, we shear those sheep. And New Zealand says, fuck off, I'm not shearing anyone.
At least get it when I'm drunk.
No. You look great.
See, that's two guys that have said it.
Sí, más o menos.
Así.
Te va a pillar en el momento de.
I'm the cameraman. Anthony. Let's get a close up of Anthony.
How are you? Long time no see, huh?
I know. I've been working hard.
You've been drawing.
We're hardly working.
Es que le pusieron los míos. Así que bueno, aparte de eso, eso es lo que no sé también que no vas a decir nada, o sea, ni hola ni nada de nada.
Ay, Yolanda, qué maravilla. Hey, listen, I got about 20 minutes.
Where are the fucking drinks? That's how it started, didn't it? Hell yes, last year, I heard you. Anyway, moving on from last year's dinner dance, we had a treasure hunt. Does it work? No. Okay, can you hear me?
That's right.
Okay,
You grip that microphone very well.
I know how to grip a microphone.
That's it.
And if it looks to you like anything else, use your imagination. Your turn will come. We had a treasure hunt. We swam, or at least luxury, swam across Rotiro Park with ducks. It was a wonderful evening. We ended up at Foghorn Leghorn's Park, Foghorn Leghorn's house. Of all the places.
Where
we
is
ended up.
Foghorn Leghorn's
And that's
house?
where we had some description. Sir James described the perfect woman as a walking sperm bank. And Foghorn Leghorn preferred a slightly smaller version, 3 feet high with a flat head that he could rest his beer glass on. That was, not very well done, is it? During the year, we had 2 successful camping hashes. One in Alkalali, which we will repeat again this summer, and another one in September in Avila, which we will also repeat later this year. They were both very successful events. During the year, we also named a lot of new hashes to the hash. One of them, Fungific, Sad Bastard, Double Fisted. Where are you? Stand up. He doesn't want to. Doggy Style. Who remembers Doggy Style and First Dump? We don't remember them, do we? But they were around. Schwecker Boy got named last year.
Schwecker.
Dirty Weekend. Where is he? He's disappeared. He's hiding.
I know I'm strong, but I am standing up.
Not to forget Slap and Tickle. Tranny, who tonight is probably by the side of his dashboard light, expecting their child. Maybe he's, no excuse. Maybe she or he had popped into the world. He doesn't know. Leshit, Putin, Facharan, all were named last year. GTI Turbo. That's a tough one. Super Madre. Wacom, where are you? Wacom. Moving on. And last week we
Trust you to be on the bloody line.
Vaseline and my special favorite, where is he in hiding in the corner? Inch by inch. For those of you who forgot, I addressed Justin here. Whatever happened to Ana Clemente? Whatever happened to Black Bomb? Tanya, who said head?
Black Bomb is babysitting.
Moving on. What happened to Aguas Muertas? What happened to Los Picante, to Lola Picante, Hot Lips, and many, many more? We had some hashes, and I'm looking at them right now. They joined us from far away. They came to us with their own hash names. This one came with a warning tag, a red warning tag, straight from Moscow. It said, "Hala, handle with care." I'd like to read a quote from the bullshit 1 week after she started hashing with us on her second run. And this is a quote from the scribe of the day. I quote, "We're going to have problems with this woman. She took enough down-downs to recover her run fees many times over."
Sheila.
And from Vietnam, we have our own special lubricant, WD-40. We know all about that. We had some leavers. We had many leavers during the year. For those of you who can remember, Teeny Weeny, On Heat, 2 little rugrats. We're not sorry to see them go. Hiking Heidi has left us this evening. Or should we call him these days Hiding Heidi? We don't see him very much. Word has it, he's coming back. Speedy Gonzalez, Pacifier Pete, Skip to the Loop, all these people have left us during the last year. We had some unexpected returnees. We don't usually get that. Once we send you away, we expect you to stay away. This way, Laira. El Porteño. Dirty Old Men, Rocky and the Dude. And let's not forget, he's back tonight, but he's left again, Hiking Heidi. Let's move on. Few special announcements. For those of you seeking special legal advice and psychiatric help, we have our own team. Made up of, nonetheless, Wacko, No Sweat, and Culita Minimus. For those of you who are interested, they have it on the website. www.minimussweat at Wacko Hash. No Sweat. Do you remember 69 runs? Do you remember the down? Would you like to demonstrate that down to us? She will never forget it. She will never forget it. We had some special events. No one will ever forget the moment of fame. Tight Fit and Ever Ready went live. They went to Clamoris Club, Jazz Club. They sang live. We were there. We saw it. Oh, we had a great evening that time. Special event number 2. We had an anthrax scare. They're pro. And Sir James were laying hash that day. They were laying flour. And the police came along. So James legged it, and the pro got arrested. What a pity! What a great pity!
I wasn't wearing this either!
Shaky, we had some introduction of new ideas on the run. Shaky introduced us to the new check back in 2 directions. A 2-directional check back. Nice one. Justin introduced the check back without a number. Guess how far you have to go. And Singapore Colin introduced the Chinese check back. God knows what that is. I have no idea. Okay, moving on. What can I say? We had some quotes, and this is where I'd like the following people to come up and take a down. Quote number 1, quotes of the year these are. Tight Fit, get this up a drink. Get this up a drink. Imagine this, it's 35 degrees. We have a run sign, their hair is shaky. Who else would you want? There's one tree. There's one tree in the whole site. It's about this high. And Tight Fit is described that day. He describes the run, that there was plenty of shade if you happen to be a pygmy midget. Get yourself a drink. Quote number 2. Tight Fit again. I'm not good at going down on the hash. Quote number 3. Kostov is not here tonight. Speaking to Sir James, I broke your balls, but don't worry, I'm going to pay for them. Quote number 4. Sir James to No Sweat. Where's she gone? On the 18th hole, we need to find a place to do it. Where are we going to do it? Quote number 5. Chatterproof. Ah.
Good choice.
Yeah. I either get loads or I get nothing for 6 months. Quote number 6. Doggy Style, who has left us now. I was sleeping until 9 o'clock when I was aroused by my dog. Sir James, get some drink. Who else did I call up there? Shatterproof, get some drink. Yeah. It doesn't matter what. Quote number 7, WD-40, get us have a drink. WD-40 speaking to stiff nipples. Are you going to do that thing to me that you promised? Was it good? For me too. Quote number 8 of the year. Rap Band Cradle Snatcher. Where are we? Get us have a drink. And this is my favorite for the quote of the year, by the way. Rap Band speaking about the hash disclaimer, which we will talk about in a moment. He wrote in the hash sheet, because he was inscribed that week. And if those of you who can remember, the hash disclaimer came out a few months ago to insure us against possible claims. He wrote, that's about as likely to stand up in court as Sir James' genitalia. Number 9, Swerka boy, get yourself a drink. And I quote, as we were crossing the river, Shaky was pulling and tugging madly to get me wet. Are we ready? Do we have a band?
Do we have a band for this? Okay. It's the quote central blue.
Okay, moving on. We're a very up-to-date hash. We're very modern. We have modern equipment. We would not know where we are. We would not know what we're doing if we did not read every week our hash pull sheet.
Yes!
So I'd like to say a word to our hash poet laureate, Ash. But Ash, please try writing in a language the rest of us can understand. It's very difficult driving down the wibbly-wobbly road when you're totally pissed. So please try to use Jamaican, Afrikaans, North American English, anything, but not British English, please. We don't understand what you're talking about.
British English? We don't understand it. Rubbish.
Oh, yes.
Can I have your Pacharan?
No.
Moving on. Tight fit.
My Pacharan.
Tight fit.
Get your own.
You ready for one?
Get your own, guys.
Okay, then we have one final announcement. I hope I haven't forgotten anybody tonight. Will the darts team kindly come forward? Yes.
Shiggy.
Just to give you some background information, our famous darts team has now reached, they're within the, correct me if I'm wrong, you are now within the 45 top, within the top 45 of the Spanish darts division, is that correct? Yes, sir. Now, semi-finals within the... Hey, we're not finished. We have an announcement. El Porteño, join us.
El Porteño, where are you? Come here. Quickly. Now, this moment. They want to say something to you. I think Shatterproof, I think you want to say something. So I think all of you want to say something to El Porteño. So can you please organize yourselves to say it to El Porteño, please? Get on your knees. Get on your knees. Who's going to speak? Go on, tell us.
Please join our team.
I'm too good for you.
Where are you? MA Street Dance Team, including El Porteño. Right, let's see if we can get this band worked out. Just one second.
Okay, just some special mention. During the last year, we've had 3 different hash caches. We got rid of Teeny Weeny. We handed over to Tranny, who has pregnantized his wife and can't be here tonight. And now we have Culchi, who has now disappeared. Where is he? Culchi. Wait here, get yourself a drink. Get yourself a drink. We want to thank Culchi for jumping in at the last minute. Our money is in his hands. And just to advise you, The Hash is co-sponsoring this event tonight, as it will be co-sponsoring the 11/11 in May, and we have enough funds to do that. He has the check. And another special announcement, Justin, get some drink.
Justin! He looks like a Dutchman.
Unfortunately, he is a Dutchman. But first of all, we want to thank Justin for dressing down tonight for the rest of Justin. Justin.
My wife spent an hour on the fucking hour.
Justin is the only Hasher who managed to lose his entire family on a hash on a run. They were up there in the mountains, his children, his wife, and what did he do? He went to the bar, he got himself a beer, he drank very nicely and peacefully, and he forgot all about his family while the rest of us were out there looking for him. He was drinking beer. But above all else, he is a dedicated Hasher, and he's putting a lot of work into the 11/11 coming up, forthcoming. Do you have any announcements to say about the 11/11?
Yeah. Fucking for me, give me the money.
We want you all there. We want it to be a successful event. So let's have a countdown
For announcements.
for announcements.
Okay, it's the
All right, time. All right, time.
Excuse me. No?
Okay, good evening. We're now going to start the award ceremony for the MH3 Hash 2001. Now, you may have known we've been taking votes throughout January and February for the Hasher of the Year, the Newcomer of the Year, and a special Emeritus Award for 2001. But before we do that, I've got some special awards to announce tonight. First of all, Short-Cutting Bastard of the Year 2001. This is between two people. There are two real candidates, you know? After careful consideration, I have plumped for the lesser plump of the two. To receive the award, there are some clues here. Have a listen to this. He's already contributed to the success of this evening by not having any involvement in the music whatsoever. Couldn't we? Who do we think that might be? Actually, somebody told me the other day he's got Van Gogh's here for music, and I don't quite understand what it's all about. I was actually in his car Thursday night, and I can fucking understand what you're talking about here. About 2 weeks ago, we only had 30 people coming tonight, and then we announced that this guy was not going to actually be responsible for the music, and I had 20 more people. Quite amazing. I'm looking at you, sir. You, come out here because you might as well get yourself a drink. I've got some more stuff to say about you, okay? Get yourself a drink. Now, this is a guy in every hairdresser's in Alcobendas. It says, I did not cut this guy's hair. Look, it looks as though he's come to this bloody thing on a motorbike. Who was it here that said, who said, I think I'm looking over in this sort of general direction, Dave, I'm looking over here. He said, quote, why do people take an instant dislike to this guy? It saves time. That's this guy. I mean, whenever you get back from a run, there he is, talking about shortcutting, he's there, by the car, having a beer, and there's, I think it was the great baseball player, Yogi Bear. Who's heard of Yogi Bear from America? I think he was Jason Bear from the Chicago Bulls. Oh, well, Yogi Bear, kind of. He said, deja vu, all over again. And that's what I see every time I come back from a run. He's there, drinking beer, all the time. I can't think of any other better recipient of this award, Short-Cutting Bastard of the Year 2001, other than Justin! So, let's hear it for Short-Cutting Bastard of the Year 2001. you one thing. I'm being very serious now because this guy does an awful lot of work for the hash. I've received at least 15 emails from you over the last 2.5 days, at least. He's involved in the 111 run, he's involved in the scribe, he's involved in the maintenance of the website, he's involved in everything. And to be quite honest, although I do take the piss out of Case, which is quite easy to do, I think he does an awful lot for the hash, and I think that's to be applauded, okay? Price might be really pissed off, so we have to give him something. So. Now then, the next award, my choice. This is not gone to vote. This is my choice. You're RA. I'm choosing it. This is the Hair of the Year 2001, and I'm going to give you a little clue about this person. Okay, I won't give you his name, but let me give you a bit of a clue. Okay.
Because that gives away, will it?
It won't give it away. There you go. I wouldn't take the piss because you're up here later on. So just a few times. One can think of a number of people over the last year that have really put their time into the hash, preparing rounds and really taking their time, whatever. Yeah, there's the guy, Smiley. He's got, how many runs has he got? He's got about 200 runs. Hasn't lifted a finger for the hash. Well, I can lift a finger to Smiley here now tonight because he's not here. Anyway, they say that herring, and those of you that don't understand the hash, which is most of you actually, herring is where somebody gets up early in the morning and they lay flour. And later on people follow this trail. That's what a hare does. Now this guy, they say that herring is a lonely business, okay? But it's just not the trail setting that's lonely for this guy, it's the run itself, okay? Because the last few runs he said, Friday night moonlight run. Friday night moonlight runs, I think you know what I'm talking about. There's been a very low turnout. And there's been a situation where he's almost run the run himself on his own. That's the situation. And in fact, I will tell you something. This guy tried to organise a rugby match with the Madrid Lions last week. He got a bit more success there. He had a few more people. He had a couple of wings. He had a hooker sorted out. The problem is that Pussy Galore had to go back to Casacampo and the other two went home. The problem is that was cancelled. Now, the thing is, I would like to say there was a comment passed about this guy by his good wife, very attractive wife, especially tonight.
Good job.
I was looking for some information a few months ago. You might remember this comment, and I think I was there. I said, look, I'm really desperate for information. Can you tell me anything that's shaky? Information on the shag. Can you tell me anything that Shaky has done that's been interesting recently? And she said, Shaky's never done anything interesting in his life. So, I can think of no better person than to invite up here, Hair of the Year 2001, Shakespeare! Just a second. I'm getting my group organised. Let's hear it for Shakespeare! That's enough. Oh, take him off. Would you like to make a speech? I dressed
I would like to say there is a Christmas raffle coming up. Probably a British Ladies Anybody like to play rugby?
So look, Tourette's syndrome. I'll describe Tourette's syndrome to you. Right, anyway. After that interruption from the Tourette's syndrome guy, right. Prick of the year 2001. This is the one you've been waiting for. And I'm looking around this room at the moment. And I'm looking at the person who has won this. I will go through this. There are 3 candidates for this position. Okay? I've had a number of sleepless nights trying to decide out of the 3 who's going to win this prize. In 3rd place, Twicker Boy. Ron, 1094, here at the Doc Tinsel Run, Sunday, 16th September 2001. Remember that date.
That was my birthday.
He locked himself out of his house. Do you remember that? He turned up in the taxi. He came out of the taxi. He had in his pocket 1,000 pesetas. He had a mobile phone with no battery. And he had a copy of the tape. It was. Now that's what I call Music 25. That's all he had in the world at that precise moment. No house, no keys, no nothing. We felt sorry for him.
No, you didn't, you bastard. You weren't even coming in it.
That's right, I didn't. And just like the contents of his pocket on that day, he's pretty damn useless. In 2nd place, for Prick of the Year 2001, Twicker Boy! After a late night party, this guy gets on early morning metro. He wakes up at the end of the journey, he's missed his stop, he's talking to, quote, a nice bunch of blokes, with whom he had, quote, a very pleasant conversation. As he left the metro, he left to the calls of, he's got a fucking nice arse, hasn't he? He'd been spending the whole evening talking to a bunch of uphill gardeners. Now, first position. Prick of the Year, 2009. Twicker Boy! Here we are. Here's a guy, christened, and I've got the details here. Run 1083, Glorious 14, 2001. Start of the hunting season. Nuevo Baitan, outside the church. You will remember that day. He was christened. Number of points here. He was burgled. And they stole a half a ham sandwich and a tube of Smarties. Such is the wealth of this guy. Any women here looking for a man, don't bother with this guy, he has no assets. He doesn't now, he lost them. Now, another thing is, I was in his flat Wednesday night. I'm the RA. I start going through his personal effects, you know, as I do. And I found on your bookshelf, denied the city cake because you can't, it was there, I have witnesses. There's a book called, and it's written by Catherine Dunn, it's called Geek Love. Deny it! I have witnesses. Also, he had on his sideboard Christmas cards. 12th of April, he has Christmas cards on his sideboard. Also, tucks the drawer under his underpants.
Oh no.
I have here an article here, Torpen magazine, Seriously Sexy Salads. Know what a woman does with a cucumber. What could you possibly do with a cucumber? Well, Twicker Boy, don't ask. Take that back as well. You're a disgrace to the hash, sir. Run! Run 1078! Moonlight Run! There were some people here this time. There was the first one. There was about 12 of us, I think.
He's straight, he's funny, isn't he?
The ball sheet is recorded as, quote, it says of Twicker Boy, he was called Rob No Name in those days. It says, quote, Rob No Name was given a down for being particularly stupid on that night. That's what it says. Anyone was looking at sheet 1078, it says it has it. And, creme de la creme. Creme de la creme last Saturday. This is the France versus Ireland rugby match. Picture this, okay? He's here watching the rugby match. The start of the rugby match. It's quite quiet. It's unusually quiet in Finnegan's public bar. He can't hear the television, okay? The sound is, you know, he can't hear it. And he shouts across, "Oi, barman, you tosser, turn up the volume." It was a 2-minute silence for the deaf. He's prick of the year. He stands here after all of these accusations and grins like a Cheshire cat. The prize for winning. And so, here's the Boy, prick of the year, 2001. Let's go. Let's hear it for prick of the year. I've made a fatal mistake here, and I'm looking at the corner of my eye at Godmother. Godmother, I've made a mistake. We do actually have some awards for these people, some medals, okay? So we'll give those out. I forgot the last two, but from now on, Godmother, if you can help me, from now on, we will now give these awards out. The next one will be Shit of the Year 2001. We're not talking about your tweet habits last night, bro. He's not here, but we'll cover that. Shit of the Year! Third position. Bob Leggle, who's not here tonight. Why would Bob Leggle be nominated for Shit of the Year? In my view, this is not a vote, this is my choice, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Shit of the Year. Can you remember this one? Javier. Javier. He takes his wife to Javier. He says, "Darling, I have a really nice weekend away from Madrid for you." He only sees her 4 weeks a year. His wife lives in England, okay? Takes her to Javier with a hash. She's not aware there's 55 other hashes, I suppose. It's a romantic weekend away. They're all boyish, but then Bob always was. So, poor woman. Thing is, she goes to bed early in the evenings. Bob is entertaining the hash as he does. You've got responsibilities when you're in the hash. You have a few drinks. Then what happens is, and I'm very unclear on the details, on the Saturday run, picks up, gets his wife in the car, they drive to the hash, they stop at some sort of car park shopping centre, he gets out and buys a newspaper, and she gets out, she goes to the toilet or something like this. So, anyway, he comes back from the newspaper shop, gets in the car, and drives off without his wife. Drives to the hash. That's fantastic, isn't it? There she is, romantic weekend. He's on the way to the hash, forgotten about his wife, he only sees 4 weeks a year. Now, we noticed on the Sunday that the conversation was very, very light indeed. There was not a lot of words passed between it. And it reminds me of a study that some scientists have undertaken. And it goes something like this. It says that the scientists have discovered that food reduces a woman's sex drive by 90%. A certain type of food reduces the sex drive of a woman by 90%. It's called wedding cake. Wedding cake. And that's what happened there, I think. You've been studying these, and you understand. Well, just how shitable is that? So, second position for Shit of the Year. Le Shit, who also is not with us tonight. Le Shit is French, which is good enough for me. On his first 3 appearances at the hash, he won Shit of the Week. Now, the thing that I remember about the Shit...
The shit.
Yeah, he was a good runner, yeah. Now, the thing I remember about the Shit, he almost won the Prick of the Year award. Oh, yeah. I'll have a down later on for that one. Okay, thank you very much. I can remember when the Shit sent me his curriculum vitae.
Oh, that was good.
Curriculum vitae. That's a Latin word for you. What's this for?
Bang, bang, bang.
We don't have time, this is dragging on. So he gives me his curriculum vitae to check over because I'm a bit of personnel, he's looking for a job and he looked for a bit of advice. Giving me his curriculum vitae. I mean, why would he do that? And it says on it, and this was announced some 8 months ago, he actually put on his curriculum vitae, he said under hobbies, he had written running in the hash, sci-fi movies, and the construction of plastic space stations. He's going to give that to prospective employers. I mean, he's a prick, isn't he? But he didn't win it because this guy really took the biscuit last year. No, first position, who also is not here. I'll give you a clue. Cast your mind back to Run 1051, date 10th of May 2001. Place, Molina de la Hoff. Man, you can't remember this one, can you? You can. And it results in the special ball sheet being written called the Special Post-Mortem Edition of the ball sheet. It was bad news. Now, I remember I was involved in this hash, and I remember saying to this particular character, this doesn't sound right, there's a few problems, it doesn't add up. And he said, quote, don't worry, it's all under control. No, that's, don't worry, that's all under control. That's Hiking Heidi. But this one, no. This was stiff nipple. Do people remember the famous point A to A? A to B run, not A to A run. I know, but I'm the RA, I don't shit myself. Now, I'm going to quickly describe what happened on that day. May 2001. That actually was my first hair, and I didn't know what was going on. I thought this guy was experienced, he told me he was.
There's no defence.
No, I'm going to go through this whether you like it or not. You, sit down. Excuse me, move this farther. Can you get hold of him? Just get hold of him. Just sit down, please, because she's causing a few problems here. Let me very quickly, for the benefit of people who don't understand what happened on 10th of May. It was billed as the A to B run, which means you start off at point A, you finish at point B.
No shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Now, at the end of the run, a convoy was organised to pick up the cars that were sitting at point A, because we were at point B at that time. There was a delay because Sir James was being mauled by a pack of dogs. Do you remember that? He came back in all of a sweat. It was a hot day, and there were at least a few dogs in that compound there. Then what happened was, Stiff Nipple decides we need a convoy to pick up the cars from point A. He leads the convoy. Second position, Hiking Heidi. Where is Hiking Heidi tonight?
He had a hot day.
He had the GPS in the car. Third position was me. Fourth position was Justin over there.
I thought you liked the 69 position.
Justin didn't have a clue where he was because he'd been smoking a few joints and whatever, and he was just following the convoy and whatever. Hey, he was chilled out, man. He was really getting Anyway, what happens is Stiffy starts up the convoy, drives off into the distance, leaving Hiking Heidi to lead the convoy, and there's no way that Hiking Heidi knew that area. The GPS was crap anyway, and we knew that because we've been seeing that for the last 6 months. Then what happens is, eventually, 45 minutes late, we turn up at car park A. The people that were at car park A, which were the wives and the dogs, etc., and it was a hot day, they had no water, they had no drinks, they had children, they decided to go back to car park B. So the car drivers went to car park A, where the cars were, the kids and the parents,
Family.
mothers, were back at car park B with the keys. So we sat there, waiting, what do we do? A few phone calls, a few problems, a few discussions, a few fights. This is what happened. Now, the thing is that we then had a situation where we had a group of people at car park A, a group of people at car park B. The group of people at car park A had their own down-down. We were waiting for down-down because we didn't have any we didn't have sticky back at B. It was all sorts of confusion. We didn't have beer, we didn't have drinks, and it started to rain, and it just got worse and it got worse. Now the thing is, it started to rain. Ash had his sunroof open on his car, so you need to remember, you didn't have the key to get into the car, and you're getting really pissed off about the fact you couldn't get into the car to close the sunroof. And it just went on like this. So basically, I'm not going to go into too much detail. Organised fun of the year 2001. Now, the thing is, don't look at me. There are some people that don't talk to each other even now. Now, let me finish this by making a quickly about Stiff Nipple. He's a good lad. You know he does anything for the hash. He's had a few problems with the airline and whatever. Now, you probably know he's got a new job. He's got a new job, head of personnel of Swissair. You know this? He's there. No, Stiff Nipple. He's there tonight. He can't be with us. He's trying to reorganise Swissair. We all know the problems they've had. Yeah. But he's actually had a major success because there's been an accusation of sexual bias within Swissair over the last few weeks. You may not have seen this in the newspapers, but Stiffy was telling me about this.
Stiffy.
The female pilots in Swissair do not like the idea that the place in which they work when they fly the aircraft is called a cockpit because they see that as being it's a sort of male sort of imitation. So Stiffy, in his new power as head of personnel, came up with an agreement with the female pilots. He said, look, okay, what we do from now on is that the place where male pilots actually sit in the aircraft we call the cockpit. And what we do now is the place where the female pilots sit, what we call the clit pit. And that's what no, I think that's fantastic. I think the guys got brains. I think, but however, for the complete cock-up on that day, Stiff Nipple, MH3, shit of the year 2001. Now, he's not here tonight. I'd like to call up lookalike El Porteño, please present it. So let's hear it now from the band for Shit of the Year, Shit of the Year. That went on a bit, I apologise, I understand that. We come to the three important awards of the year 2001. These are the awards you voted for, okay? Now, the first thing we're going to do is invite the GM over here because we're going to award the first award, which is the Emeritus Award, okay?
Just focus the screen on there just for a minute. I need to talk to you.
I'll make this quick because it can't be long. Yeah, please do. I've done my piece of paper first. I'll give you a few clues as the RA just did. Who comes every week?
I saw you, Brian, with
Who handles the hotline in perfect English? Sometimes in perfect Spanish. Who is always willing to help us at all times? Who never loses his temper or expresses his thoughts towards the local population? Who has persuaded people to join the hash and to stay?
You're all wrong, actually.
But for what?
Oh, new hash of the year. Oh, hash choice. What's the other one? Hash of the year.
And the winner is...
Why is there so short in this?
But for what?
Kelly Stunts, Ronald Kelly Stunts, fantastic humorist. Maybe you don't know him.
Just announce it! You did like it because he picked on you.
And the winner is...
Great humorist. He had comments like, did you hear about the Irish detective who went to China on a manhunt for someone called Paddy Fields? One of his comments. Humanist, run 1053, Saturday 23rd of June. Run was set by Kelly Stunt hiking hiding near Naval Puente. There was a guy called David Romeo. Do you remember the guy? He had one leg shorter. He had one leg shorter than the other, if you may remember this guy. He struggled to get around the course. He turned up half an hour later. And somebody went up to Kelly Stunt and said, excuse me, we appear to have lost somebody on your run. He said, yeah, fucking great, isn't it? That's the sort of humanist this guy was. The next candidate which was mentioned was myself. of the hash 6'1" single. Capri 2-litre S. Capri 2-litre S in my garage in the UK. But it has Go Faster stripes.